92.9 The Lake, playing the greatest hits of all time. How you doing? Mikey O here with you. Well, Calcasieu Parish Sheriff Tony Mancuso was gracious enough to give his time to our Town Square media family. And, man, I can't say enough about Sheriff Tony Mancuso. I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of sleepless nights. There will be more to come. He's a really busy man, so this is awesome that he'll take his time to talk not only to us, but to the community of Southwest Louisiana. Mike Swallow and Cassie Coltrane have the interview.
Sheriff, how is everything going?
You know, really and truly, under the circumstances, surprisingly well. I wish there was something that certainly I'm sure all of us as elected officials feel like there's something I could really do to ease people's anxiety level, which is probably the worst thing right now because, people are just unsure. I think we're all unsure. This is one of those cases where, as an elected official, as a sheriff, we're very good at dealing with disasters and major problems because we have a plan and an action. And actually, believe it or not, we had a plan and we have a policy and procedure for even this action, but we've never had to implement this particular type of plan of action. So we're heavily relying on our medical profession to guide us through this so that we can make decisions. So it's a little different because normally, a disaster that's flooding or trees, we know that there's going to be a somewhat of a quick end to it. And I think this is just going to linger on a little bit longer than a normal, what we would call disaster. But, I guess in my opinion, the bright side of this and the way I look at it is, we live in the United States of America, which is the greatest country in the world. We have the best and brightest. And when I say that, I'm not just making that up. People come from all over the world to get medical attention from the United States of America. And people come from all over the world to educate themselves in the medical profession. So I really, truly believe we have the best and the brightest, and they're working tirelessly day and night right now to come up with a solution, and I feel like they will sooner than later. It's just they have to get, they have to get a safe way to treat us and or to vaccinate us, and I know they're working on that. So that gives me comfort as far as me.
Now, I know, Sheriff, you've been really busy every day going to the OEP, and you've been doing a lot of TV interviews and things like that. What would you like to say to the public in reference to, like, some of the things that they've released, like social distancing and quarantining yourself if you don't have to go to work and things? Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah, so if I can say something, I know a lot of people on Facebook, like around my age, are younger. They're like, it's not a big deal, social distancing, whatever. And they're kind of just shrugging it off like it's not a law. We can do it. It's fine. We won't get in trouble. So, if you can touch on that as well.
Well, if we do our part, then the outbreak will be lessened for us. We're good. Well, it's here. So it's in Calcasieu Parish. So we know that now. And we're probably going to have more cases. I know that, I don't have any inside information. As soon as we get the information, I'm talking about we, public officials, we pass that on. We don't hide anything. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to tell you the truth. And I guess what bothers me is, and you're absolutely right, they should not minimize it. There is no reason to panic because there's not a whole lot we can do to stop it other than practice what our medical professionals are telling us. Social distancing, small gatherings. There's no mandated stay in your house or be locked up anywhere. We're all grown men and women and responsible men and women. And so if we do our part, I don't think we have to take any other drastic measures than what we're doing. We are not going to do a parish-wide, for instance, lock the parish down and have a curfew. There's no need for that. It's not like a hurricane where there's down power lines and there's no electricity. And when we do things like that, it's because there's no lights, and the population is displaced, so people aren't watching like they normally do. I mean, the best eyes and ears for a police department is their community, and when a hurricane or something like that happens where you have to evacuate, then that's when you implement those types of plans. There's not a need for that.
Right.
So people just, I hate to say it, social media rumors just spread so rapidly, and they're not, we're going to give you the latest news and information. We as in the public officials. So the people who think they're in the know on Facebook and all that, they're just talking. They're trying to create panic and havoc, and there's no need for that. It's just not factual information that they're putting out, and we are going to put out only factual information. So, grocery stores are going to stay open. People are going to be able to get their groceries and be able to do the shop for necessities and stuff. The closing of bars and big social events centers are to keep the mass spread. I think, again, I think they're just trying to buy time so that these medical professionals can get, a clear vaccination or a clear, I don't want to say cure, because I don't know that you can cure it, but appropriate treatment. And I think they're probably very close to that, just based on what I read and see. And again, the mortality rate really is, any death, of course, is terrible, especially if it's your family. But it seems to be affecting, the elder population and the people with underlying diseases more so than others. So, but you can transmit it if you get it. So everybody has a grandma or a mom or dad that's elderly, or so we got to do our part. And our part is, if you don't have to be anywhere and you don't have to get out or limit your getting out, then do that, just for everybody's sake. So there's no mandate at this time, and I don't see that if we do our part.